All right. Welcome, everybody. Carmen and David Abdo here, and it's our Friday night uh, training for our incentive trip and a little training on how to get involved deeper into your business and help those people that are beyond your um, personally enrolled. So we're going to help you with that tonight. So right now we have you muted, but when we get to the end of the little presentation, we will unmute you all so you can ask your questions. Okay. So we want to fly through this a little bit. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes,
All right.
I wanted to make sure that we're going to go over a lot of information tonight about your back office, okay? How to find people, a lot of different things. So I want to make sure that everybody has a notebook so that you can write it down, or if you have your phone and you're on your computer, you can please take snapshots of this, screenshots of it. And like David said, we are recording it, so we will have it available for you guys to watch again, because it is some pretty technical information that we're going to be giving to you tonight. And thank you for meeting us tonight. Thank you for giving up your time from your family to be with us. I know it's Friday night for us, Saturday morning for those of you from Australia on the other side of the world. And I know we've got some people from Canada on. And you know what? We are so excited because we are running for this promotion. This is the training for Punta Cana, Vietnam, and Marrakesh. But it's not just about that, because we wanted to show you how you can use what you have already to be able to work your business. Okay. So at the beginning, we're going to go over some of the things regarding the Punta Cana and Vietnam trip. For those of you that have been on the previous weeks, please just be patient with us, because we have some new people that this is their first time tonight that they're seeing this. So we want to make sure that everybody is on par and that we're all on the same page, because we're running as a team. Okay. So we're trying to bring as many people with us on this free trip. So if you're one of those people that is running with us, and I would think you are if you're on this call, then we are going to run with you, talk with you on a weekly basis. We're 4 weeks into this now. We've gone through the first month, and
14 more.
Yeah, 14 more weeks to go. So I'm just telling you guys, it's still time. For those of you that are new, you can still earn this trip.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, there's people that are going to get in, a month from now and even longer, and they're going to
win. People that already earned the trip.
Yes.
Already.
There's 20
in 4 weeks.
20 people already, not on our team, but there's 20 people already that have earned the trip. So I just want you to know that it is possible. And one of the people that has earned the trip was brand new and went out there and started sponsoring people, and they have now won the trip. So I'm just letting you know that it is possible to do this. And for those of you that have been in for a while, I want you to get encouraged. I want you to get excited, because you know what? We are going to go on that trip, and we want you guys with us. So we're going to get started.
Okay. So one of the things I'd like to advise you before we get going is to be ready to do screenshots or print screen. For those of you that don't have this information, it's going to go kind of quick. So a screenshot, then you saved it. All right. So let's start sharing right now. Okay. So it's the Lifewave destinations, and because we're a global company, we have 3 different regions that are going. So Europe is going to Marrakesh, North America and the islands, we're all going down to Punta Cana, to the Hard Rock Resort in Punta Cana and Dominican Republic. And then Vietnam is where the Asia Pacific team is going. So we want you to learn what to do and how to do it so that we can all go. And the thing is that once you learn, you need to be able to share that with your team members. And that's why we're doing this each week, so that you can have that information and make sure that you get it to your team members.
I also want to make sure that all of you are aware that corporate did send out an email just this past week that has all of the requirements for the trip. I encourage all of you to make sure you check your email, check your spam too, in case you don't see it. But for each region, they sent it out with the actual qualifications on it, and also, question and answer kind of thing for frequently asked questions. And so I would encourage all of you to make sure that you read that.
Okay, so this began on April 29th and it ends on September 1st. That's quite a long time for them to give you a chance to qualify for this trip. They also made it easier than the last trip to qualify. So we have plenty enough to go there. So pop your screenshot of this one. You got two ways to earn. You can earn it by accumulating points, or you can earn it by just going senior director and holding it for 6 weeks. So you think you got 14 and 6 weeks out of 14, and they don't have to be consecutive. So the first part we're going to go over is the points. You want to start there?
Sure. So 60 points will give you 2 tickets and 1 flight. 85 points will give you 2 tickets and 2 flights. And also, when you look at your email, it will tell you all the specifics regarding that, regarding the flights, regarding, how it's going to work. That's why I encourage all of you to make sure that you read that email and save it, because you're going to want to look back on it.
So if it says go senior director, I'm telling you right now, it would be the easiest thing for anybody that's not a senior director. This is going to be like the easiest way for you to go there. Some of you were already managers that are on here. Some of you were already directors. So I just wanted you to have a picture in your mind of what your business looks like to be able to be a senior director. So when you enroll and you don't have anybody in your business yet, to become a manager, you have to enroll people that are a minimum of silver on your left, two right, and you be on a gold level or higher. All of these are minimums of silver. It could be all diamonds. You could be a diamond. So the point is that that's your minimum, and you need to be on 110 points, which we call that 2 sleeves of X39 per month, because you need to maintain that active status each month, and your monthly order maintains you for 30 days. So once you're a manager, now you know how to help some of your team members become manager. So as a director, you just have to add one more person to each side. So you have 3 left, 3 right, and one of those people you help to become manager left, and one of those people you help become manager right. You've now become a director. So once you've become a director, then you help your team members on 1 left, 1 right to become a director, and you are then a senior director. So it's not about you doing the work. It's about you finding people and helping them do the work that they need to do to be able to grow their own business. So it's not about focusing on yourself, that's for sure. It's about focusing on other people and helping you. That's our follow-up training tonight after these slides.
So as a manager, what do you have to do to be a manager? Well, you have to be a gold rank brand partner or above. You have to generate 110 personal volume per month and have 2 personally sponsored active silver members or more on each leg, like David mentioned. Now, that 110 personal volume is your personal order. It is your customer's personal order, also counts for you. Retail or preferred customer will also go towards that personal volume of yours per month. So if you only are on 1 sleeve a month, but you have a personal customer, their order is going to count for you. So that might be enough to get you over the 110. Doesn't matter how you get the 110. What matters is that you're on the board with 110.
And make sure on this last line, you pay attention to the word active, because a lot of people overlook that. The word active means that that person places an order once every 30 days. So like if you enrolled on the 5th of the month, the 5th of the next month, you need to place an order to remain active. The computer then sees you as in this business still. If you don't place an order and you miss that, the computer sees you as, oh, they left, and it erases everything that's happened. And you don't want that, because that buildup is how you get additional money in the binary.
So how to become a director? You have to be a gold rank brand partner or above, generate a minimum of 110 personal volume per month, but you're going to have 3 personally sponsored silver members or more on each leg. Remember, manager was 4, 2 and 2. Now for director, you need 3 and 3 on each side, and have 1 personally sponsored brand partner who achieves manager status on each leg. Now, a lot of people get confused with us. It is 3 silvers or higher, and 1 of those silvers can be your manager.
Correct.
It's not 3 plus a manager, okay? 1 of your 3 silvers can be one of your managers. Now, if you put in 3 and you put in 3 on the other side, and not one of those 6 people want to build the business and they just want to use the product, well, then guess what? Then you got to keep going and put somebody else in that's going to want to go manager. So don't get stuck on that, because I come across that all the time where people say to me, well, I've already put in my 6, but I don't have my manager. Okay, well, if your 6 are not building the business, then you have to keep going until you find somebody that wants to go and build the business. And also, guys, the truth is this, that even people that don't want to build a business, if you show them how to get their product for free by just sponsoring a few people, they'll give you 4 people to put in. You know, they'll say, oh, my brother or my mother or my father or whatever, you know, and that'll also count for them. So it's not like you're asking them for 4 people that are going to build the business. Obviously, that would be better. But if they don't have that, or they can't get that, they can just get 4 people that want to use the product. That also counts, and they're going to earn a commission, and that commission will go towards their cost, you know, of their product. So don't get hung up on, oh, well, you know, I get this all the time. People say to me, well, Carmen, you know what? I can't find anybody that wants to build a business. I said, okay, well, can one of your people want to get their product free? Because if they do, which I think most people don't want to pay for something if they can get it for free, then let's work with that person and see if we can get 4 people for that person, and there becomes your manager.
Exactly.
So don't complicate this, okay? I find that a lot of people complicate this and they get stagnant. Like they say, well, I don't know what to do. I've talked to people and they're not wanting to get in. Don't do that. Keep this simple. You just need 4 people that want to at least try the product and come in on a silver or higher. That's it. And then we'll sort it out later, you know, and we'll find your builders later. But for now, that's what you need.
Okay, senior director. Now, senior director has a little bit of a leeway, but I highly recommend you don't do that. When it says that you achieve all the qualifications as a director, you know, and you maintain that on a monthly basis with that active status for everybody needs to be maintained on a monthly basis. So we put everybody in on that monthly subscription of a minimum of 55 points to be able to save all their points and they remain active. 2 of those personally sponsored brand partners achieve the status of director. Now, in the rules, it says they don't have to be on separate legs. But I can tell you right now, if they're both on one leg, you're going to make a lot less money. So try and build them on one leg and one on the other. And then also your total group volume. That's all of what you order, all of what your customers order, all of what your personally enrolled people and those that you're personally enrolled have put in. It's just down the line, new personal team. It's got nothing to do with what's already growing on your legs. That's not what your company has done, your business has done. That has to hit 10,000 points. And when it does, you're a senior director.
Okay, so this is the form that we're using to track your points. And for those of you that haven't seen it, I wanted to make sure that you knew that in your back office, as of this week, if when you first sign on to your back office, that first initial, you know, login page that we call the dashboard, if you scroll all the way down, you will see
to the bottom left,
to the very bottom, it shows what your points are. Okay, already accumulated. Now it is lacking behind about a week. So don't freak out if you think you have more points than what it's showing, because it is lagging behind, and you know they will catch it up as we go along. But you can actually see your points. I still encourage all of you to keep track of your own points. Don't just go by what corporate is saying. You keep your own records. And this is the form. You can download it on thisisitteam.com, print it out, okay? and we're going to show you in a minute how to work it.
Okay, so we got clarification this morning from corporate because some people were a little confused when they put out the email. It said team members. Well, some people thought that's everybody in my business. It's not. It's brand partners. You're a brand partner. So your personal team enrollment points. All right. So when you become a silver, you get a point.
No, this is when you enroll. This is the people that you enroll.
Right.
Right, not when you become.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the people that you enroll. If you enroll a silver, you get 1. If you enroll a gold, you get 2. If you enroll a diamond, you get 4. And if you enroll preferred customers, PC plus or regular preferred customer, as long as they order $99.95, you're going to get a point for that.
This is personally sponsored upgrade. So if you enroll somebody and they're on a silver, you got the point, and they enroll to gold, upgrade their enrollment package. So anybody that's upgrading their enrollment package from what they could afford when they first came in to gold so that they could be a manager, the company gives you 2 points. It also gives them 2 points. The diamond package, 4 points. So you can make 7 points by upgrading one at a time, or you can get 4 points by hitting a diamond all at once.
So I would encourage all of you that you go on your team and you find all the people that you've enrolled, and we're going to show you where you can find that. You find all the people that you've enrolled and you look, and if you've got somebody that's a bronze, see if you can upgrade them to silver. If you've got somebody that's a silver, try and upgrade them to gold, you know, and on, and from gold to diamond or whatever. And, you know, talk to them. Some people don't even know that they can upgrade, right? Because if they've never been told, they have no idea what upgrading is. I just upgraded a few people this week ourselves, and one of them was Downline from us, and they didn't even know that they could do that. So please don't assume that just because people are enrolled that they know about the upgrade program.
Right. Even though we have thisisitteam.com onboarding, it's got everything they need to know about setting up their pay, how to upgrade, how to order products. It's all in there. People don't even know that's in there. So your personal rank advancement, when you make it to manager, you get 2 points. When you advance to director, 4 points. When you advance to senior director, it's 5 points. The point is, at that point, if you maintain that for 6 weeks, you already won the trip. All right. So, but for those of you that didn't, you can continue to accumulate points. Rank advancement of your personally enrolled. So the people that you put in, now think about it. When you go to manager, you're getting 2 points. But when you have sponsored, say, 10 people and get all 10 to manager, that 2 points apiece now equates to 20 points for you. That's a significant difference. And if they advance to director, that's 3 points apiece. For all 10, that would be 30 points for you. And you saw on the thing, 60 points will get you a ticket and 2 tickets and a flight. 85 points get you 2 tickets and 2 flights.
When you maintain your position, the highest ranking position that you've hit. So if you've hit manager and you maintain, you're getting paid as a manager each week that you get paid as a manager, you're going to get 1 point as a manager, director, or senior director. Okay. So if you maintain it the whole 18 weeks, you're going to have 18 points right there. For us, executive, if we maintain it, you know, the whole 18 weeks, we'll have 36 points right there. So this is amazing that they're giving us this, guys, for you doing what you need to do already to build your business, right?
That's the crazy thing about this trip is that if you're building a business, all these things you're doing anyway.
Right. So if you maintain the highest rank that you've earned, then that means you're going to get paid as that rank, which that means that your pay is going to be higher, you know, that week. So it's not just about hitting the rank, it's about qualifying and being paid as the rank. Very important. So again, here's that form. Okay.
So as you can see, once you hit senior director, then 6 more pay periods you need to be director, senior director. So you put down the pay period in each of these slots that you actually qualified as senior director, so you can track exactly when you did hit senior director those additional 6 times. So earning points by growing your team. So what does that say right there? Here, your lifetime rank each
Yeah,
pay
so
period.
every time you hit your rank.
Okay, so your lifetime rank each week, they got 18 weeks here. And so if you're a manager or director or senior director, you add 1 point for each week. Executive or higher, you add 2 points for each week. Personal rank up points. When you personally hit manager, you get 2, director 4, senior director 5, and all of that is cumulative. And that's why they have these totals on the box on the side, so you can show your accumulation when you're done, and it totals up. Now here's the multiplier. Here is where you are enrolling people, and they have several ways of earning points, and you get to earn points several ways from helping your people that you've enrolled.
And upgrade and that they have ranked up. So that's
So
where you're going to be.
I believe our next page actually shows this right here. So I'm going to zoom in on this one too. All right. So we just made up some names and give you an idea of how to do this. So we don't even know Carl. Carl came in, he signed up on a silver package. So we said, add that over here in this column. Uh, he advanced to a gold package. He upgraded to a gold package. So we add that over to this column. So it's a 1 plus a 2 equals a 3. We gave him a target here of in upgrading to a diamond, which would be 4 more points. We also gave him a target of hitting manager. So he has not hit manager yet, but when he does, we're going to throw an arrow and throw that additional amount of points over here. Sue came in on a diamond. So right away, she got 8 points. She also hit manager at 2 points. And so these numbers here are wrong. It should be 6. Anyway, Mike came in as a silver, and he is looking to upgrade to a gold. If you can see how we're tracking this, it's just some way for you to try and track it in your own. And I highly recommend you use a pencil so that you target each person that you enroll, show them where they can be, and help them, encourage them to get there. And then the points will start adding up over here for you, and they should be tracking their own, and their points will be adding up for them. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Now we're into training. So I'm asking you guys to have your computer out, have your laptop, have your phone, something where this is actually more visible on your computer than it is on your phone. So the back office was designed more for a laptop. So I want you to look here. You go to organization at the top, and at the very bottom, you see binary tree viewer. How do you find these people that are in your business that are not your personally sponsored that you know for sure? So you go to binary tree viewer. In the search of the binary tree viewer, you type in their name, Carmen.
Yeah, on your phone, you're going to see this search box towards the bottom of the page. On your computer, I think it shows up
Right.
on the right. Okay. So sometimes when I type in somebody's name, it won't come up. So what I have learned is that if I put in their last name, then it'll give me a list of all the people that have that last name. And then I find, the person that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to highlight that name. And when I do that, their name now comes up at the top of the binder instead of mine.
We're going to show you that right now. So we typed in a name. Their name came up here, right here. There, I blanked out the name, so you're not looking at other people's business. There, I blanked out the name. but their name comes up here. It says that they came in at the rank of silver. They're currently a brand partner and they've got a bunch of people underneath them. All right. So we want you to go to view their profile. You see that big red arrow showing you where to go for that. When you do, oops, I skipped a slide. Let me find it. When you do, you're going to see these.
No, go back to the other slide. That. When you go to view profile, you're going to see their whole their report as to how many people they have, how many, what is on their left leg, what is on their right leg. Okay, because remember, we're trying to find people in your team to help them figure out, okay, what do they got to do to go manager, or what do they got to do to go director? Well, we have to kind of dissect this, because the person that you sponsor maybe has no idea, so you're going to help guide them, okay, by doing this. So you can see that now
They're active,
and this person has sponsored 5 people, but I don't know where those 5 people are all 5 on one side? Are some of those 5 preferred customers or retail customers, or are they all brand partners? I don't know, right? So I need to, in order to help that person, I got to see exactly what's going on in their business.
in this example, you notice that their right leg has less than the number required for a cycle, but their left leg has way more than enough for many cycles. And so we're going to have to help them put something on their right leg.
So just to go over that, a cycle is 330 points on the smallest leg, 660 points on excuse me, the biggest leg. So as David said, when you see the 235, okay, that person hasn't reached the cycle yet. So therefore, I am going to encourage them to see if I can help them get some points on that right leg. So therefore, they would make more money because they would make at least one cycle.
Now,
Okay.
underneath their name, okay, it says, their name is here, and then there's these headings. Once you go into view their profile, you can see whatever orders that they've placed. You can see when they placed their last order. And if it was more than 30 days ago, try not to let anybody lose all their points. It's significant. When this person's got 5,000 points and they miss an order and it zeroes out, that's a lot of potential cycles for them, right? So we're going to go look at their next rank. And when we do, it says all of these things have to be completed for them to do their next rank. And this is the only thing where this red arrow is that has a red X. And it says you need 2 personally sponsored silver brand partners on your right leg. And down at the bottom, it says they already have 1, but they need 2.
So this person is already 92% to manager, guys. So obviously I am going to help that person and get on the phone with them, do a meeting for them.
They might not even know this.
They might not know. So, they are so close to reaching the manager status. So I'm going to do a 3-way. I'm going to do a Zoom with them. I'm going to do whatever it takes to help that person get their second person to reach the level of manager.
And so also, when you look down below their name, this would be them. And then if you look on their right side, they have 1 person here and they have more than that on the other side. And so the point is that it's obvious, since we already know that they're missing 1 silver, they have to fill this spot that's over here on the right with the next silver that they enroll, and bingo, they'll be a manager. And that's what we want to show you, how to track your business. This is your business. You need to be able to understand how to wade through and find the people that are about to advance so you can help them, because that helps you. Okay. Here we go. So you want to take this?
The next report I want you to look at is when you go to organization, you're going to go to upcoming rank promotions. And when you click on that, this shows you the people that you have sponsored and where they are in their percentages. So as you can see in this list, the person that's at the top shows 92%, right? 92%, and it says their next rank is manager, right? So I am going to work with that person because I know that that person is really close to hitting manager.
And we just showed you
I
their
just showed you
position.
exactly
So
so you
how
can
to
see.
look through. So, but if you notice that we blanked out all these names because um, there's like 66 people in our in personally sponsored that we need to every week these percentages change
Correct.
because we're going to help this one advance and then they're going to be on the bottom of the list of director. And so the point is that we have all these people that we're going to be helping. So this first level 92, 87, and then we got three tying for the 83%. All of those people are our work designated for this week.
So let me tell you, when you click on that percentage, right? You see where the 92% is? When you click on that, it takes you back to that screen that we just showed you that showed exactly what that person needed, right? So this report is really great for your personals, but it doesn't show anybody that is not your
Beyond.
personal, right? It only shows your personal level. So you work with this for your personals, okay?
All right, so you can see you are here in upcoming rank promotions. So now we're going to show you another one. If you look down at the bottom, go back to organization and you go down to the bottom where it says enroller tree view. Now, I got to be honest with you, on your phone, it doesn't work as well as on the computer, just to let you know. So here you are, you're in your back office. So all 66 of our personals are going to be in this long line. I can't go side to side and show them all to you. But if you notice, your personal roles have a heart. You've personally enrolled them, you have a little heart. If they're on a monthly subscription, they have that circle on it. Okay. So what you do is you come over here to the search bar. On your phone, it'll be below. On your computer, is to the right. And you type in that person's name and you hit that search button. When you do, their name appears in this red section right here. And when you click on it, this
becomes them.
This at the top changes. It's no longer us, it's whoever name you typed in. And down here, underneath the upline viewer, it'll show you as 0. And if that person is 6 levels below you, it'll show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and each of the people that is in between you and that person so that you can help them see who their upline is, who's their next in line, and you can help guide them and coach them to help them work this business with additional assistance.
So guys, I want you to understand something. This is you're looking at your tree, right? You're looking at your tree on a horizontal level.
It's called unilateral.
Right.
This is called the unilateral view. And all of those people that are on your binary that you don't know are eliminated.
Right.
This is only your personally enrolled people.
Only your personally enrolled people. So the interesting thing is that if you put your cursor on any of those little boxes, that person's information comes up. Okay.
That person's information that looks like this.
Like that. Exactly. So you will be able to see that person. But if you don't want, like in our case, we have all those people, right? I don't want to spend the time to click on each one of those to see who it is. So if I put their name on the search box, then it eliminates a lot of time. If I know who I'm looking for. If I don't know who I'm looking for, and let's just say I opened this for the first time and I want to know, okay, who in my team is putting people in? Who has a manager under them? I don't know, right? So I'm going to go through all
on your computer. It's a lot easier because when the cursor lands on top of one of these little boxes that's hanging on the screen, that panel opens up and you can see personally enrolled 1, go to the next one, personally enrolled 5, go to the next one, personally enrolled 20, go to the next one. And that's how you find out who your main people are so that you work with your
And
main
also,
people.
remember how there was like a color coding, that equaled different levels, right? Like the manager is green and the director is red, like that. Well, these boxes turn colors when it's somebody that has reached one of those levels. So if I wanted to look at my managers, I would find the green people that were all, I would find the green boxes. So then I would click on that green box and it would show me who it is, right? If I didn't know, if their picture wasn't in the box or whatever, then I would say, okay, I'm going to help who of my managers wants to run for this and wants for me to help them go director. You see? And if I'm going to work with my directors, well, then I'm going to go in and look for the people that are red because those are the directors. And I'm going to say, okay, who of my directors wants to go for the trip and wants to go for senior director? And this is how you can see your business. But I want you to understand that it is important that you draw out your tree. And this is how we're doing it. Okay. So if you have one person, then you have one person. You know what I'm saying? If you're brand new and you don't have anybody yet, then we're like really advanced for you tonight. But I felt that there's enough people now on the team that are really wanting to build their business and wanting to run for this, and they need this information. That's why we thought it was imperative for everybody to understand what these reports
Well,
are.
you need to be able to help beyond the people that you put in. You remember, this is not about you. This is about your people succeeding, their people succeeding. And as you help others, it ends up paying benefits to you by you advancing in rank. So the goal here is to serve as many people as you can, help them become as high as they can and as quickly, whatever speed that they want to do it. And that's you as the leader helping your individual team people. So,
And I have something to say about that because sometimes people have said to me, Carmen, why are you helping me when I'm not on your three level? I'm way past, your three levels for the percentage that we get paid on the matching bonus commission. And I have something to say about that because I never look at what somebody's level is.
never.
When somebody reaches out to me for help, I don't care if that person is 10 levels away or 20 levels away or 5 levels away or 1 level away. You know why? Because I am committed to my team. I'm committing to helping as many people as I can. And regardless of whether I'm going to get a 25, 20, or 20% commission off of their earnings, it doesn't matter because you know what? This is still my team. And I'm going to help even the very last person that gets in, 5 months from now. So this is what I was talking about. You see how this person is green? That means that person went manager, and that's the people that they have put in. But if you see on the left side, there's another manager on the very left. So guess what? So that person already has one manager, right? And so they just gonna need another manager on their other side to go director. So you see, this person's already halfway to director. So that's what I was talking about. But another thing I wanted you guys to understand is that remember when we talked about senior director and we talked about volume, that you needed 10,000 points to go senior director? Well, you know what? You don't know where your volume is going to come from. Remember I said it was everybody in your team, in your group. So what if they're 20 levels down from you? Their volume is going to count for that 10,000. Their volume is going to count. So even if you don't make any commission on them because they're way below you, you're still going to get blessed by their volume. So eventually that volume is going to add up to what you need. But in the meantime, you're helping them and you're helping that person make money, which is the whole reason why, we're having these trainings, right? Because people need to make money. And this is a business. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody was clear on the tools that we have in our back office to help us build our business.
If you've been in this business for more than a month, you already know that Carmen contacts you about your business, about the people that are in your business, and this is how she knows. we're showing you how she finds out what's going on in your business so she can call you and say, hey, listen, that person over here, we could help them and that would push you to this position. And that's how this works. Another way, you go to organization on your landing page, your main screen when you sign in, and go down to reps. When you go to reps, then another screen pops up. And in that, it shows lots of different choices, which I avoid most of these. But this one right here, sponsorship downline, that one I want to know because those are my people. There's 1,760 people on my team, and I want to know each one of them, and I want to communicate with them, and I want to talk with them. So I'm not to be talking to anybody else's people, only my personal downline. So 1,760 of you people are my personal downline. Steve Merritt has 150,000. You see? So big difference.
So regarding this is a really important report because remember when we were looking and you found this person that was a manager and you didn't even know that person was a manager in your business, right? So I always tell you guys, the ones that I communicate with on a regular basis, you have to let me know if somebody went manager, right? Or if somebody's going manager, if I don't know about it. But the truth is that, if I go into that report that we just showed you, the enrollment tree viewer, I would see that person go manager, right? But I always want the leaders that are on our team to know what's going on in their business.
Exactly.
I don't want them to rely on me to tell them, hey, you've got a person that just went manager and you don't even know about it. You should know about it because that is your team. And it's important that you can see the growth and we can congratulate that person, like some of you know that I do. But this sponsorship downline report, guess what? You see that person that just went manager, you can find out their phone number, their email on that report once
Exactly.
you know their name or you know their ID number. Okay.
So I forgot to black out this page, so don't look at it. The email address and the phone number are to the far right of this regular information. Okay, so I guess that was the end of it. I didn't black that page out. You want to go back?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Sorry, folks.
So on that report, you're going to go, if you have the ID number, you put the ID number. If you have their name, you put their name, and it'll give you to the right their address and their phone number, their email address.
I just cut this off, but it shows it over there on the right.
But anyway, so that's where you're going to go and find that information. And if you look at that little box, you see the little box right there. That's their contact information. Okay, so you can click on that and their phone comes up and you can call that person and you can encourage that person and say, hey, I see you're one person away from going manager. What can I do to help you? I see that you've got, 2 more people and you get 2 more people and you're going to get your second manager and you're going to go director. This is what I'm talking about. I want you guys to take control of your business. I want you, if you're serious about doing this as a profession, if you're serious about having this as a business, then you need to know how to work your business.
The most valuable thing in your business is the people, because as your team grows and expands to additional teams, Steve calls it like a little franchises, then it's awesome. Here, I want to show you something. Well, here you have this little tiny drop down filter. And because this is like set up like an Excel, you can actually click on it and it'll load an entire Excel program into your computer with all, like for me, 1,760 people and in a one big long column. And I can just go here, click on it and type the name of somebody somewhere in my business, and bingo, they're right at the top. When I'm done, I take that name out and clear the filter, and everybody's back again. So I can find people in my business very easy using this. And I don't know if y'all are using it, but we want to make sure we told you about
Right. So, you know, like what he's talking about is that if you were looking for somebody specific, you don't have to sit there and go through the whole list of people.
it. Correct.
You can do what he said and use that little arrow and type in the person's name that you're looking for, and it'll bring them up to the top. So basically, that is everything I wanted to go
Hang
over
on.
with you.
I'm not sure we're still
I wanted to make sure
in. Yeah, stop share.
I wanted
There
to
we
make
go.
sure that we went over all of that with you because this was important, very important information for you to be able to build your business. Now, if you are brand new and all this is way over your head because
That's okay.
you just enrolled and you don't even know what I'm talking about, that's okay because this is going to be saved for you. And when you get to that point, then it'll be right there and you can reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to explain anything that you didn't understand tonight. But I can tell you is that what
They
we
don't need to
what
notice
we
when they start.
what we just shared with you is so important for your future,
Yeah.
okay? As you are developing your teams, as you are developing your business, it is essential that you know how to draw out your team, how you can see who it is that's raising their hand and saying, hey, I want to build this business. Hey, I'm putting people in. Look at me. You know, I'm doing this. If you don't know how to use these reports, you're never going to know that because after a while, it gets overwhelming, guys, when you start to have so many people that it's impossible for you to uh, know everything that's going on in your business unless you're able to look at one of these reports. Okay, so we want to make sure we open up the mics. If anybody has any questions about anything that we've discussed tonight, or if anybody has questions about the trip or the qualifications, please raise your hand, let me know, and we'd be more than happy to clarify anything that you might need. Hi, Penelope, I see you. Happy birthday, Penelope.
All right, so you have to unmute yourself if you're going to talk and be respectful if there's somebody else unmuted at the same time. That's all we're asking.
Anybody have questions? Raise your hand. I'm trying to look. No questions? I cannot believe that. We covered a lot of information. You guys are on your game tonight. I hope you got screenshots and make sure that you get excited, guys.
On my flyer, I also put on there information about maintaining your belief level. And we want you to understand something. The people that are building this business, they have a belief that's fired up because they're getting feedback from everybody. They're making money each week. And what you want to do is be near them. If you can't be near them, then be on Zoom with them. And so Steve, I'm telling you, he's flat fired up. I don't want to tell you what he's making, but it's more than you can imagine. And he's traveling around the United States right now, going from city to city, because outside of his body is emitted when he's in a room an energy of his belief. So get around that. If you can't find somebody near you that helps boost your belief, then get on the Zooms. Inside the thisisitteam.com, there are videos of people that are fired up and talking to you. And that helps so much for you to be able to maintain your belief level. Trust me, at this level, we're executive directors. We're only two from the very top. We're on every Zoom.
Yep.
Everyone.
And if we don't see it while it's live, I promise you, within that 24-hour period, we're watching the replay, whether it's late at night or whether it's first thing in the morning. This morning, I started my day at 6 in the morning. I was on the phone with Australia, with Erica, and that was at 6. When I finished with her, I watched the replay of the Houston of the Dallas meeting last night, because I wanted to go back and listen to.
We were enrolling somebody.
We were enrolling somebody, so I missed a part of the testimonies. So I wanted to go back and hear the testimonies. And guys, that's what I'm saying to you, is that you have to get engaged. You have to be on these Zooms. You know what? People say to me, Carmen, but it's the same thing. It's so boring. I don't want to hear the same thing. Okay. You know what? The Zooms were done for the new people. But if you're not on there, if you're not listening to those testimonies, then how are you going to be able to help somebody when they tell you they have this heart condition or whatever? And look at the testimony last night in Dallas with the lady, with the heart condition, that now they don't have to do, her artery was cleared, and now they didn't have to go in. This is what I'm talking about. You're not going to be able to know that if you're not on the Zooms.
There's something about the concept of being plugged in.
Yes.
So if you have an appliance in your kitchen, when it's plugged in, it functions. If it's something like an automatic coffee maker, like a Keurig, it's heating the water. So when you're ready, it's warm, it's engaged, it's energized. That's you if you're plugged in. And if you're not plugged in, you're the one calling, asking the questions of something that's been answered like 3 times last week and twice already this week. And we know who you are because you're not plugged in.
So it's important. It's important. And I know everybody's got busy schedules, and I know we've got Zooms going on all during the week. But you know what? Fit it in your life. Fit it in. If you can't see it live, take 30 minutes. Like today, I missed the 12 o'clock Zoom, that I know was great, because I'm sure that she did a great job.
We know that girl.
And so when we finish this Zoom tonight, while we're having our dinner, we're going to listen to that Zoom that happened earlier. So that's what I'm saying to you, is that
these are things that help believe.
It's important.
Help you believe.
It's important.
Also, the book of the month, all last month, was this great little book. Fortunately for me, it wasn't very thick, about as thick as my little finger. Tiny little book called The Ant and the Elephant. What a wonderful book. I had it on audio and I listened to it. I'm on my 4th time, because it's instructing you how to reach your dreams. And it's not an imaginary thing. What it's telling you is, here's the work you got to do to make it. It's a great little book. And one of the things, and I don't care if you're into meditation or if you're into prayer, they both say this one thing: you have to see yourself already having received it. Are you seeing yourself already having received what it is that you want? Are you seeing yourself already having achieved what you want? Are you picturing yourself rolling in the enjoyment and the joy of having already achieved or received? That's, if you want me to quote scriptures for the Christians, I will. And if you want to point to other books, I will. The point is that this is key for you. And if you're not taking the time in your own life to do that, you're not doing the work you need to do internally to be able to maintain a belief level and to see yourself already there, because that's the key to moving you forward. That internal conversation, whatever that conversation is, has to be positive and forwarding and all about you already being there. You can't say to yourself, I want to go to Punta Cana, because what ends up happening is you enter into a state of always wanting Punta Cana. You don't want that. You want to be in a place where I'm there. I see myself sitting on the lounge chairs by the pool. I'm seeing myself with swaying coconut palms and emerald green waters out there. That's where you want to see yourself. And
Absolutely.
Then it begins to move you.
And we talked about, the vision boards at the beginning of all of this. So important. Put it, if you guys are going to Vietnam, put a picture. of the resort, on your fridge, on your mirror, everywhere you are on your computer. Make that your screensaver. If you're going to Punta Cana, do the same thing. Because you know what, guys, I don't want you to wait till July or to August and say, oh, but I really want to go. No, then it's going to be harder. I want you to run for it now, like if this was going to be over by July, so that you need to earn it, so that you can help somebody else in your team. Because don't be selfish about this. Don't just say, I want to earn it for myself and not bring anybody from your team with you. No, they deserve to come too. So this is what I'm talking about. So I know that to some of you, the trip maybe might not be, you might say, oh, but I don't really like to travel. Okay, but win it anyways. Win it anyways.
You'll make so much money
right
achieving it that you'll be so happy with yourself.
Exactly.
And just for the record, we work every day. Carmen's also taking care of her mom.
Yes.
We have rental property.
And my aunt.
We have vacation rental properties. I also do other jobs every day. It's not like we're sitting home only thinking about this. We're not. Every opportunity we have, we bump into somebody new. That's where I'm taking my opportunity with. And so I'm just wanting you to know that we're not asking you to do something that's so far-fetched. We're not sitting home. We're not even home. We're out working every day. Right. And building this business. And so that's the way it's been from the beginning. And until I hit over 10,000 a week, I can't imagine it being any other way until I get there. Yeah. So I just wanted you to understand that if we can find the time, I mean, right now it's 9 o'clock at night and we're looking to have lunch and dinner together because we were busy all day. And I know what you call breakfast and lunch. I call that brunch. But lunch and dinner, we're just late lunch right now, and we're gonna go eat. The point is that you can do this too, right? Because we're making it happen in spite of ourselves.
Well, it's all based on that commitment that we talked about, a few weeks ago. What are you willing to put into this? How much time are you willing to put into it? Because that makes all the difference. Because if you are committed to this and you say to me, you know what, Carmen, I'm putting 10 hours in. 10 hours, but this is not 10 hours of you scrolling on Facebook or trying to find somebody. No. I'm talking about 10 hours of calling people,
doing a presentation,
10 hours of going and meeting somebody at a coffee house, or 10 hours of going to somebody's house and showing them the plan.
And that's not per day.
No, I'm talking about what are you willing to put into this?
10 hours a week would be amazing. If everybody on my team did 2 hours a day and took off weekends, you would see the volume in your business exploding. It would. Because people aren't even doing 2 hours a day.
And another thing is this: as you begin, right? Okay, look, when we started, and some of you know this because I've shared it with you. When we started, we didn't know a thing. I didn't know anything about this product. I didn't know anything about David Schmidt. I didn't know anything about this comp.
We enrolled with zero knowledge.
I knew nothing.
We enrolled because our upline from our previous business was.
I knew nothing. And the first 4 people came in at Diamonds because we were Diamond. And they said, what did you do? We said, we came in at Diamond. They came in at Diamond. Okay. That doesn't mean that's going to happen for you. I'm just telling you that this is what we did. We didn't complicate things. We called people that we knew us, that trusted us, that wanted to do, that were, I didn't know if they were going to do it or not, but I offered it to them knowing nothing because I couldn't tell them anything because I really didn't know anything.
We didn't even know what the product was.
Okay.
We never even asked.
So I want you to understand that some of you are complicating this and wanting to learn everything before you ever even call one person. Don't do that. Don't do that. Use the site. Use the This Is It info and send them there. And as you go, as you have 30 minutes, listen to one of the videos on YouTube. Listen to something from This Is It team. As you go, don't overwhelm yourself because that's not what we did. That's not what Steve and Gina did. And we're following them and we're teaching you everything we know. I know how to get you to executive. I know how to do that because I got here. Now, when we move up to presidential, I'm going to show you how we got to that. And so this is like a step by step, you know, like we're all going one step at a time. And I want you guys to realize what you have your hands on, because I don't know in your job if somebody has offered you a free trip. I don't know, because I never worked for anybody that offered me a free trip. When I was in my own business, in my design business, and I had my shop for 23 years, I didn't have anybody from that street come and say, Carmen, your window looks so great. Your sales are so wonderful. Here, we're going to offer you a free trip. That never happened to me. I don't know about you guys. So I'm just telling you, take this. It's being offered. Take it and run.
I want to say something. You mentioned Stephen G. America. Some people say, how did they do it? Well, I can tell you right now, they did not know how. They just started running. It's like, okay, we gotta run through this section of forest to get to the clearing. And they just made their way, and they found a way as they were going. It's not how. How's not what you need to know, because your how is going to be different from everybody else's. You've got to make your way through the forest and get to the clearing. And so if you're determined that's what you're going to do, there is no how. How's what somebody else did. You've got to have that determination and focus on, where am I going? When am I going to be there? And you're going to find your way through all the maze of the forest, and you'll get there. But asking somebody how they did it might not ever apply to you.
Right.
So it's just like that Nike thing. Just do it. As you step forward, you'll find out, oh, there's an obstacle in front of me. I got to shift left. So let me make a note. When you step forward, you got to shift left. Well, for me, it might have been, I've got to jump over a creek. The point is that it could be totally different for each one of you. And I want you to understand, step out. You've got to use your faith, and you've got to use your belief, and you've got to convey that to other people so that they do it too, and you're all on the run together.
And I want to say one last thing, because I know some of you get very disappointed if somebody says no to you, because you're excited, and then you can't understand how come that person doesn't see your excitement, or doesn't see what you have, or doesn't want to know about the product. Okay, I'm going to share something with you so you can see that it happens to us the same that it happens to you. Some of you know we have a vacation rental. We had a big group there this week. I always leave information about Lifewave, and I leave them an envelope, and I leave them some patches, and I leave them our information. That is my standard. But this time there was 12 adults. There was a lot of children, but there was 12 adults. So I decided to leave one patch for each adult. Okay. They were having a birthday party. So I thought, okay. So one of the guys that was coming in, he asked me about it. I talked to him a little bit about it. Okay. He wanted our information. But the lady who rented our house, it was her birthday. So David says, when we leave the house, we left them the house, we're on our way back home. David says, you know, that lady, I wonder if she's a doctor, because she had this Indian name, you know?
When I told her, I'm leaving you the best present anybody could ever leave you in your life. It's life transforming. And she looked at me like, I know everything and I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
That look in her face.
Anyways.
And I thought, she's a doctor.
So David says, I think she's a doctor.
Well, I looked her up.
And she was a
She's
doctor.
a doctor.
Okay. But what I wanted to tell you the story was this. We were so excited because, you know, she's a doctor. We're thinking, oh, she's going to look at the information. You know, it was her party. She's going to influence all her family, you know, and maybe they were from out of state. So maybe, you know, somebody there will want to know about the product. So I left him, thisisit.info.com. So this week, when we check back on them, David mentions to her, did you get a chance to look? Did you get a chance to see what I sent you, what I left you? And her answer was so classic that that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. Because her answer to us was, I am a medical doctor and I do not want to know anything about phototherapy. Okay.
And in my head,
Uh,
I didn't get upset. I thought, oh, sister, you will be wishing you listened to me today, because a year or two from now, when your colleagues are all using this and you're not, you're going to say, damn, 2 years ago. You understand? I already know that what we have is the best thing out there. And there are doctors right now that said it's the most amazing medical device that's happened in their lifetime. I know that, but she only knows what she was taught in medical
right.
school and doesn't know
So
about
I
this.
wanted
So I kind of felt bad for
I
her a
wanted
little
to
bit.
share that with you guys because we get no's too. Okay. And we were excited because we thought this is going to be a great one. And it ended up not being that. Now we don't know what's going to
I
happen
wanted
with
to
some of
call
the
her and
other
say,
people.
make sure you leave them patches back on the counter. But I didn't say anything.
But what I'm saying to you is that it happens to us too. So, but you got to have thick skin. But you know how I have thick skin? Because I listen to these videos, because I listen to the stuff that's going to go in my brain and help me get that thick skin. So I want you guys to know that even with everything I know about this business and I know now about this product, I still get no's. But I can't concentrate on the no, because if I concentrate on the no, I'm never going to be able to reach my goal.
Doesn't build belief.
Okay. So I want you guys to remember that when you get a no, you try to give them information to see if you can change it. But if you can't, next, there's somebody else. There's somebody else that will want it. And don't bank just on that one.
I happen
And
to
that's
believe
what I wanted to
I
share
happen
with
to
you
believe
guys
that
tonight.
Jesus is God, and not everybody listened to him. And if I believe that about him and not everybody listened to him, what chance do I have of everybody listening to me? Zero. So I just got to keep talking till I find those that are for me.
Right.
And when I find them, yippee, I got them. And so I guess got to keep turning over rocks and I'll find my treasure.
That's it.
So anyway, we've kept you guys a little longer tonight and I apologize. So we want to let you go. If anybody has a question, please.
Before we close, nobody?
I see, Lisa.
If you guys don't have any questions, and then we'll end it. And if you think of anything during the week that you want to reach out to us, please do. And like I said, you know, let's get going. We're 4 weeks into this, so it's important. It's important. Don't wait till the last minute, because then you're gonna kick yourself, because you're gonna see all of us in Punta Cana, and you're gonna see the people going to Vietnam and Marrakesh, and you're gonna say, "Gosh, I wish I would have made that one more phone call. I wish I would have, you know, gone and met that one more person." Don't give up. Think about this.
I'm looking at the faces of the people that are on this call, and we talk to them. And I already know about half of them have had something happen this week that wasn't fun. Serious, not fun. But they're on a call. Yes. And I got to say thank you guys for being the kind of people that believe beyond your circumstances. Yes. That's awesome of you. And I don't want to say your names because I don't want to bring up anything, but I'm looking at your faces and I'm thinking, praise God, they're powerful people. They're overcoming their circumstances. Yeah. Anyway, we love you guys. We do. Have a great night and have a wonderful weekend. And tomorrow, you know, there's a training. Make sure you get on that, and make sure that you listen to the Zooms going on next week. Steve and Gina are doing this incredible tour. They are not stopping. It's city after city after city. And they only have one day. I think that they're going to be flying back to West Palm before they go back out again. And take advantage of that. Call your family, call your friends, call somebody that you know in these cities, and send people. We had people in Dallas last night, and they were so excited because they got to see an amazing Zoom. So all I'm just telling you guys is run with us,
because we want all of you with us. We want to have a big team in Punta Cana. We want to have a big team in Vietnam, and we're going to have a smaller team in Marrakesh, but I think there might be somebody going, and you know, take advantage of it, and let's make some memories together. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time tonight. Good
Have a
night.
great weekend.
Bye-bye.